believe, hold on, no. You believe that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Really?
That's the truth.
Counsel Pro, you might want to just be quiet because of
be in person today because of the progress report that was sent out, and we also willing to address that one, whoever the court would like.
Why don't you go ahead and address that?
So as the court is aware, Community Corrections did send out a progress report. Mr. Washington did test positive on both 12/27 and 12/30 for cocaine. He did already send out the 12/27 sample to the lab for confirmation. We have not yet received the results from the lab one way or another. He does plan on, after court today, appearing in Community Corrections to have his most recent test sent out for confirmation from the lab. He had planned on doing that today in any event. However, as to the progress report, we're asking the court to hold it in abeyance until we get those lab confirmations back, whether or not that was a positive test. Mr. Washington does deny any use. He is here today with his mother, who I have also had the opportunity to speak with. He resides with his mother, and his mother also says she doesn't know him using. Of course, she's not with him all the time. However, Mr. Washington does deny use. That's why he sent it out to the lab. So we're just asking the court to hold this in abeyance until we get that confirmation one way or another.
And then if it comes back positive, what do you think I should do?
I would ask that be addressed at that time.
So you just don't want me to lock him up today?
Here's the legal chess move. Defense is asking the judge to hold it in abeyance, basically pause everything until lab confirmation comes back. Sounds reasonable, right? But there's a problem. 2 back-to-back positive tests already exist. In court, timing matters, but credibility matters more. So let me ask you, if you were the judge, would you wait for the lab or trust the pattern you're already seeing?
Certainly not today, Your Honor. Mr. Washington appeared knowing that that was quite frankly a possibility. He's staying on top of this, continued to test even after he did get that positive result, went to Community Corrections and paid the $30 to have that sent out.
You going to have a test today?
Yes, he's appearing. He is going to go to Community Corrections after court today to have his test from the 30th sent out, and I believe also to be tested again.
Why do I have the feeling I'm not being told the truth? I've got 2 tests back to back with cocaine. So let me ask this question. If I send you over today and I get those results immediately, is anything going to show up in your system?
No, Your Honor.
Pardon?
No, Your Honor. Like I say, I got a lot of stuff going on for myself. This is not the only. This is probably the least case that I'm worried about. I'm on GPS tether. I don't have no reason to run or no reason to not show up and come back to court.
That's all fine. I'm more worried about your use at this point.
Oh no, I don't use it at all. I'm not trying to pit everything out on the line. If we can speak privately, then I'll be able to tell you exactly what's going on, but I don't want to pit everybody on Front Street.
And this is where things start to unravel. The judge isn't focused on excuses. He's focused on consistency. Legally speaking, drug tests don't just accidentally line up twice in a row. And when a defendant flat out denies use despite that, that's not just a credibility issue. That's a red flag. Be honest, does his explanation sound believable to you? Or is this where the story starts falling apart?
Did you read over that progress report?
Me?
Yeah, because I'm getting a lot of people that are amoebas.
Yes, I did read over the progress report.
They're absorbing cocaine. And I'm not sure how that happens. Young lady appears at Community Corrections, said, I smoked it around him. That must be how he's testing positive. You believe that?
That's
You believe, hold on, no. You believe that?
yes, Your Honor.
Really?
That's the truth.
Council
Pro,
you might want to just be quiet, because the thing I don't like a lot are people that aren't telling me the truth. Because you can go play your game anyplace else, you're not playing it here with me. Council approach. Anything else you want to say?
Okay, I absorbed cocaine from someone else? That's not just weak, it's scientifically and legally shaky. Judges hear every excuse in the book, and this one clearly isn't landing. At this point, it's no longer about the test, it's about honesty. And in court, once the judge thinks you're lying, you're already in serious trouble. So here's the big question. Would telling the truth earlier have changed the outcome here?
I'll give him one shot. You want to tell me? I mean, from what I understand, he comes over from another place. He's in our jail, gets out, and is saying he wasn't using. I got 2 tests.
I understand that, Your Honor. I would just reiterate my request to hold this in abeyance until the lab confirmation comes back one way or another, and to address it at that time. If, in fact, the lab confirms that it was a positive result, I would ask for that, Your Honor, and I have nothing further to add. But except that Mr. Washington, I do truly believe will be in attendance to its next future court date.
I'm not so much worried about his attendance. I'm worried about his using and then lying to me. That's what I'm worried about. And then getting other people wrapped up lying. You're not an amoeba. It's not going to be in your system for 6 days, at least, in this way. Anything else?
Nothing further from me, Your Honor.
I'll grant the adjournment, and maybe, I would have normally, under most circumstances, put it out 2 weeks, but I'll put it out 1 week to the 9th, 2025, 9 a.m. At this point, however, the defendant's bond is revoked. Defendant's remanded.
Thank you, Your Honor.